Hello everybody, welcome to video number 3 of my Taco Fiesta Stamp-A-Stack series. This is the third card that we are going to make today. In video number 1, we made this adorable little piñata card, and in video number 2, we made this spectacular card. So this Stamp-A-Stack is 6 cards total. You're going to have an adorable set of cards when you're done. I do have class kits available for this Stamp-A-Stack. If you'd like to purchase them, please check out the details in the video description or on my blog. The class kits are $25. You get supplies for all of the cards, including the card bases, any die cut items, a half sheet of white to do all your stamping and fussy cutting. You're also going to get 24 of these. If I can get them, these little enamel dots. We've already used a bunch of them for our card. You're going to get 24 of those. You're also going to get 12 6x4 sheets of the Flowers and More DSP. This is a host exclusive DSP, so you can only get this with your Stampin' Rewards dollars. And you're going to use 4 sheets of this for your cards. We've already cut up 4 of those sheets that we've used on cards 1 and 2. If you missed how to cut them, check out video number 1. That has all of our prep work in it, including all of the cutting. So this is what we're going to make today. I'm using different DSP for this stack of cards, but you're going to need your Parakeet Party card bases. There are 2 of those, and then the DSP pieces that you're going to need, these should be the 2 that are left. You have the ones that are 5.5 by 2 of one pattern, and then you have a second pattern that is 5.5 by 1. So these are the 2 DSP pieces that you're going to need. We're going to set those aside. We're going to set our card bases aside, and we're going to start with our stamping. So for our little avocados, you're going to need, if you're making this as the kit, you're going to need to stamp 4 avocados. Now I have already stamped, colored, and fussy cut 3 of them. So we only need to do 1 more avocado for this one. So I just have a scrap piece of white. In the kit, you're going to get plenty of white to stamp and fussy cut your pieces. So don't worry about that. That all comes in your kit. All right, markers that we're going to use today, we're using our Stampin' blends, we're using our Parakeet Party, and our soft suede. So let's start with our Parakeet Party. I'm using the dark, and I'm going to kind of just color the bottom half of this avocado with my dark Parakeet Party. And we're going to come back to this one. I'm going to try to make it nice and dark. The Parakeet Party colors are pretty similar, so you're not going to see a big difference right away if you were to color right next to them. There's not a huge difference in colors, but if you want to make it darker, you just keep going over that with that dark marker and it'll make it darker. So I'm going to finish coloring that top of the Parakeet Party, and I really want to make this bottom much darker. I really want that shading to be down along the bottom of that avocado. So I'm going to just add a little bit more color and then just kind of blend that out just to make sure that it all looks nice and clean. I think that looks good. So let's put our markers away. We don't need those anymore. And for our soft suede, I'm using the light soft suede just in the center. Now, as you can see, we're actually going to end up covering that up a little bit. The heart does not cover the entire pick completely, so I like to just add that little bit of color because it's going to just mask everything else. All right, now for the little peel of the avocado, or the outside of the avocado, I'm going to use my soft suede dark, and I'm just using my little bullet tip end, and I am just going around it very carefully. It's a very small space, but you can do it. You can use your Stampin' Right markers too. We're not doing any blending or anything with that spot because it's a little too small. So if you feel more comfortable using your Stampin' Right marker, you can absolutely do that. All right, then you're going to fussy cut all 4 of your avocados. You're going to color them all the same, and you're going to fussy cut them. The avocado, I think, is maybe the easiest one to fussy cut, so it goes the quickest for sure. All right, so we have our 4 avocados, and let's do a little bit more of our stamping. I'm going to move these off to the side. Now, in your kit, you're going to get all the die cut pieces that you need, and there are 2 circles in here. Well, 1 for each card. You're going to get 1 for each card. So we're going to stamp our greeting on there. I'm going to use Parakeet Party ink. And we're just going to stamp this. Holy guacamole, it's your birthday. We're going to stamp it as low as we can. So pretty much as far down as you can get that guacamole. That's the longest word. So just as far down as you can get that. That's perfect. And I'm going to leave my ink out because we're going to stamp a little bit on the card base itself. We have the little cactus from the set. So I'm going to move this out of the way. Push those back a little bit. I'm going to grab my card bases. Let's burnish those lines. I think Parakeet Party is maybe my favorite green. It's one that I sure reach for a lot. All right, some scrap paper, and we're gonna grab that cactus stamp, and we only really need to go about halfway over. We don't need to do that full background. So I'm just gonna go through and we're just gonna repeatedly stamp that cactus over and over and over again. You can kind of turn him so he's going a different direction so it doesn't all look uniform. Go up here. And so background stamping it's a simple thing to do and it adds a lot. I think that sometimes we just forget. We want all the embossing folders, we want the DSPs, we want all the fancy stuff, but I think that adding just a simple stamped background is sometimes very effective, and it's a great simple way to add more to your card. All right, so we have our card bases ready. We are going to add our DSP. So I am going to start with my let me see. I'm gonna grab my liquid glue. I have run out of adhesive in my my Stampin' Seal, so a little bit of liquid glue for this, and this will be good because we can maneuver things around. I'm gonna add a little bit to both pieces for one card, so the big and the little DSPs. So let's work with one at a time. So I'm gonna put this on about 1/2 inch from the left side. Before I stick that down, I just want to make sure that we get this down right under it, and we're going to leave maybe about 1/2 inch, 3/4 to 1/2 inch poking out, just like that. Now you can push that back a little bit more if you want just a smaller border. That's fine too, however you want to do this. And actually, I think we're going to just stick this on to this piece first. I think that might be a little bit easier instead of me trying to maneuver a couple different DSPs. We're just going to stick that on just like that, and then we can just treat this as one piece and adhere it to our cardstock. Sometimes I like to do things the hard way. Do it the hard way once, and then do it the easy way, right? Okay, so that is our card bases. Isn't that fantastic with this DSP? And you get a completely different look with this DSP. So it's very versatile DSP. You can definitely use these for a lot of things. All right, let's bring in our avocados. Now, I am just realizing that I did not cut 4 little hearts. So 2 of our avocados will not have hearts, but I will add those after the video. When I was cutting things, I was in the mode for cutting for 1 card, not for 2. So, but your kits will for sure include everything you need in both of the packages, in both the envelopes. All right, so you're going to add all of your little hearts. If we had 2 more, you would add those. The hearts are from the Give It a Whirl dies. So we're going to set those aside to dry just a little bit. And then I have a couple more tags from the Something Fancy dies. And we're just going to put our stamped circles. My goodness, the liquid glue is getting me today. We're going to put our stamped circles onto those labels. Oh my goodness, guys. Words all of a sudden just escaped my brain. So I'm going to stick these down just like that. Now, let's stick all this on with dimensionals onto our card. Our labels are going on with dimensionals. Our avocados are going to go on with dimensionals. So we got lots of dimensionals going on. So I'm going to do 3 dimensionals. I'm going to make sure that that circle is supported as well in case it wants to leave the label again. We have everything nice and supported. I'm going to stick that on there and grab a couple more dimensionals. There we go. Stick those on there. Just like that. So cute already. All right, let's get all of our avocados. Let's get those all with a dimensional on the back. I'm sticking the dimensional toward the bottom because the top is going to kind of hang off the card, so I want, or the label, so I want to make sure that those dimensionals are all on the bottom where they're going to be nice and supported. So let's get all the dimensional backings off of those, and let's get those onto the cards. All right, so we have one. We need the other one without the little heart. Don't cover up your greeting. So if your greeting is being covered up, make sure that you pull those up and do the same for your second card. You can kind of tuck them under each other too if you want. And that almost completes the card. We're not done. I thought we were. We're not. Take your Wink of Stella pen, and I'm just going to add some Wink of Stella to the heart. That's going to add lots of fun sparkle to our avocados. And our final finishing touch are the enamel dots. We're going to add just a few of those. Oops, I stuck that to my finger. I should be using my Take Your Pick tool, huh? All right, we're going to grab a different one. That one decided to take a leap off my desk. So these little enamel dots, they are so fun. They're nice and flat too, so they work great for mailing. I think they're very post office friendly because they're so flat. Sometimes there's embellishments that are just not so post office friendly. All right, so that is card number 3. What do you think of this one? I love this one with this DSP. So this was card number 3. This is the one we made today. Yesterday we made the spectacular card. This is yesterday's card. And then on Monday we started it all with our little piñata card and by trimming up that DSP. Now remember, if you want in these kits, if you want the Taco Fiesta Stamp-A-Stack kit, it's going to include supplies for 6 cards, all of the die cut pieces that you need, pieces to stamp and fussy cut your little images, as well as 12 sheets of that Flowers and More DSP and those enamel dots. It is $25, and the details to get that Stamp-A-Stack are in the video description, or you can head to my blog to find out more details. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me for this little Stamp-A-Stack series. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you in my next series. Bye.